Great question. This is a tough one.
Yeah.
How do you forgive yourself? Past regrets, guilt, shame, even knowing that you have been forgiven through the sacrifice of Jesus. Why do we struggle to accept God's wonderful grace? So in other words, they're saying, even though I believe that Jesus died for me, how do I ever forgive myself for all the junk and all the stuff and all the shame that I have?
This is a tough one. Let me just give you a couple of thoughts. First thought is this. If you're struggling to forgive yourself, one of the things you may want to consider doing is starting with other people. Is there someone who has hurt you? Is there someone who's betrayed you? Work on forgiving them, because it's a funny thing. Sometimes when you learn to forgive other people, you can learn to begin to forgive yourself. And so here's the thing. Before you try it on yourself, practice it on others. And they get the benefit of your forgiveness, and then you may eventually learn how to forgive yourself.
Great advice. Great advice.
Number two, revisit this book again and again and again. There's a reason that we do confession and absolution is the fancy word, but it just means forgiveness every single weekend as a part of our services.
Yep.
It's because we know that people struggle with this exact thing, and they need to hear over and over and over again that you are forgiven. This is one of these things that we may believe kind of intellectually. Sometimes we struggle with it emotionally. And so just hearing it again and again, you can never hear this too much because God's grace never runs out. And this actually leads me to the third thing. And this is a tough truth, but it's a real one. Remember this: forgiveness is not a feeling. And sometimes we kind of treat it like that. Well, I don't feel forgiven. I'm not sure that I can get over it myself. That's, you know what? That's troublesome. I understand that. But forgiveness is not a feeling. According to the Bible, it's a fact. It's a reality. Even when you don't feel forgiven, you stand forgiven. And so sometimes when you feel kind of bad, you begin to count your blessings or try to realign your feelings with reality. That's the other bit of encouragement I'd encourage anyone who's struggling with this. Remember that no matter how you feel, you're still forgiven.
I love that example. So this afternoon, I'm going to take 2 of my kids and their spouses, so 4 of my kids, to the airport for them to fly home. When I get out of my car to help them with their luggage, it really doesn't look or seem to me like they can fly, right? But I trust they can. So I'm going to let them go into the airport and get on the airplane, even though it doesn't feel like they can fly. I love that point, Zach, because the reality is it's a fact. Pastor Dave, I was having a conversation with him, and you know, Pastor Dave is a great guy, and he's got all kinds of quirky sort of insights and sayings, and I love to talk to him. And one of the things he was talking about is a conversation that he has with folks from time to time who are struggling with this very thing. And he sort of uses this illustration. He says, you know, here is your life in the past, and now you've come to this place and you've encountered the cross of Jesus Christ. You've confessed your sin. You've laid all of it down here at the cross. And God has said, I've taken it all. I'm washing it away. It's no longer yours. But the thing is, you can walk beyond that. You can go on to the rest of your life, and you can carry any of that you want to with you. But none of it belongs to you. And none of it's real. It all stays there. It has all been purchased. It has all been washed away. It has all been forgiven by Jesus Christ. You can carry it with you if you want to. But the fact is, it has all been taken away. It's hard to live in that, isn't it? So one of the things that I again want to circle back to, if you're struggling with this, the reality is you are forgiven through the blood of Jesus Christ. You are washed clean as a gift from God. But if you're struggling to hold on to that, if you're struggling to live with that reality, then get spiritual help. Talk to a pastor or a counselor, but get the help you need so that you can live in the grace and with the freedom that came at the expense of the blood of Christ. That's God's gift to you.